Hey guys, I have another video from the Anti-Nerd here, and today I'm bringing the most awaited 3-pack Snap Gamerverse Savage Land by Hasbro Marvel Legends. This is a Comic-Con San Diego 25 exclusive. I didn't went there, but I was able to grab it from a reseller. Comes Shanna, Sauron, and Rogue, and also I'm gonna show a little bit of the other part of the set that was released before, which includes Zabu and his pal Khazar. It's not part of the set, but it's part of the same universe. And I'm very excited to get Zabu. You got to assemble the 6 pieces of the Build-A-Figure. You don't have to buy Iron Man, but you have to buy the other figures. So let me know in the comments if you want to see a review on those figures as well. So let's take a look at Zabu before I unbox, and review the Savage Land 3-pack with you guys, because I was very surprised about the quality of Zabu. He is a great figure. He's the first Build-A-Figure I built. As you can see here, his articulation is quite surprising. His sculpt is very detailed, and he feels a heavy quality figure. It does stand out a lot regarding some other Marvel Legends. His arms right here, they go a lot. They have a crazy unexpected range, and there's a lot of points of articulation right here. The legs also, they move to the sides, so you can do crazy poses with him and be very expressive. His little feet here, they also have a crazy range, and if you look at more detail here, you're gonna find a lot of quality with this Build-A-Figure. It is 6 parts, as I said. Also, the torso has a very, very nice range. The neck has a rotation here. Also, you can rotate the head. And let me show you the torso, because the torso is very surprising, the range. You can bend down, you can bend up, you can do poses where he's sitting, where he's running or jumping. It is quite impressive, the quality of this figure. His mouth also opens and closes. He has this saber-tooth teeth that it's just very expressive, and even his little tail moves. So I'm very happy, very surprised with how much I enjoyed this Build-A-Figure. And of course, I got it because this Savage Land set was about to come out, and I think it is very fun to hunt, because they made in a way that you have to buy different things, different action figures to be able to complete the Savage Land set, right? So very cool articulation here on Zabu, very awesome. He even has like 2 points of articulation here on the back leg. So as I said, you can move him in a way that he's standing, and you can also create these running poses. It is very impressive what this figure can do. Let's take a quick look at Khazar here. Khazar. I do have some comic books of him. I didn't bring because my main focus is gonna be the Savage Land 3-pack, but as you can see, he has a lot of cool details on the sculpt. He's totally pinless. It's a very clean figure, and it does look better than the new Gambit with the weird torso from the basketball. I think they should have reused the Khazar body. But yeah, you can even use this head sculpt to make a long hair Steve Rogers. Why not? So let's take a look at the Savage Land 3-pack. First thing I noticed, I'm very passionate about lettering design, and it caught my attention here that the lettering is so well made for each character, for Shanna, Sauron, and Rogue. And yeah, the set comes with these 3 characters. Some people criticize the head sculpt of Rogue. I'm very excited to see it in hands, because I liked it. They say that it looks like the actress Ana de Armas. Let's find out. Here's the back. I think it's based on a card game. I never played. I'm not so much into a trading card game, but anyway, I think they're using an excuse to build this Savage Land set, because they also released Xavier earlier this year, and then Zabu and Khazar last year. So yeah, I didn't have a Sauron. I know he's a build figure, but this one I think it's a little updated, especially the legs, probably because the legs are pinless. So let's open here and take a closer look at the 3-pack. And it comes with a decent amount of accessories, not a crazy amount. There's no extra heads with the characters. there's this nice background. It reminds me totally of that collaboration between Kanye West and Kid Cudi, Kids See Ghosts. I don't know if you heard that album, that EP. It looks just like that. Very odd coincidence. So let's take a look at the 3-pack in the blister. As I said, there's a decent amount of accessories, but there's no extra heads. Very curious about this gun here. I want to see if it can fit another character. I'm going to show later on the video. Comes with this spear also that it's very similar to the Kazar one. And Sauron has this effect of his power, telepathic power that he has. Also, his tail is bendable and you have to attach it. Rogue and Shanna, they come with the same set of 6 hands, 3 pairs. It's open hands, fist hands, and grabbing hands, so they can hold their accessories. They both come with a knife and a spear. However, the spear of Rogue has that detail over there that I've seen on the Kraven action figure. I remembered that Kraven has a similar spear but has a different color on that Pharaoh thing. So yeah, very interesting, this head sculpt. I'm also gonna do a head swap on my Rogue 97 in a few. So let's remove here Shanna. Has this separate blister on her and also Rogue. So there is Shanna and Rogue. I'm gonna show them in more detail in a bit. Let's just take every character out. And first, let's analyze Sauron over here. You have to attach this part of the wing on him. And it does look a little grotesque. There's a few figures that Hasbro released this year that remind me a little bit of the Toy Biz grotesque atmosphere, especially Dragon Man and now Sauron. Maybe it's because they're dragons and they're intrinsically a little more weird. But I'm happy with how they look. There's a lot of detail and nice paint job. Very nice paint job on this figure. I think already kind of justifies the deluxe, the deluxe name for this figure. Because as I said, this was released previously as a Build-A-Figure, but now they're releasing a lot of Build-A-Figure in deluxe packages. So the sculpt and detail, especially the paint job, is very detailed. There's a lot of different tones of green, of shades of green that they just enhance the details on the paint job. Let's take a look at his articulation. The head has articulation. The mouth can open a lot by a crazy range. His eyes are very psychedelic, and there's this difference in the wings. One of them has holes on it that the other one does not. So as you can see, it's different from each other, but they're very detailed. Here's the back of the character. Let's attach his tail right here. As I said, it is a bendable tail, very easy to attach. And he looks very menacing. He looks crazy. I just saw actually the episode where he shows up on Savage Land, and he's quite powerful because he's able to create this brainwash on Xavier that traps the X-Men into the island, and then when they arrive there, they lose their powers. It's quite a crazy saga. Xavier spends a lot of time in Savage Land, more than I remember. The joint here in the elbow is a simple joint, but it's because of the engineering of the wing. There's a 3-part wing here, but they have a nice paint job. So let's pose him a little bit. He is amazing in this flying pose. I think it's a very expressive and will definitely pop in your shelf. If you're into Savage Land, I would say this is an essential figure. And the paint job on this one, as I said, it is way better than the average Marvel Legends figure. There's just so much shade and the paint job is so hard. Like, they used a lot of green here to make this figure, and it definitely stands out. And the purple combination with his ripped cloth there, it adds a lot. Now let's take a look at Rogue. I personally love this head sculpt. Her hair is just so big, so massive. She doesn't not have, okay, she has a torso articulation. She does not have that ab crunch. I believe that the articulation is the same as Shanna, but I'll look more into Shanna in a few. And she does not have butterfly joints, but it's totally pinless, very clean figure. And the paint job of her skin It is not the same as Shana. She's way less pale. She's very much tanned, and I personally think that they made a really good job making a realistic skin tone on Rogue, and she looks stunning. I know it's a kind of controversial thing, but I think most of the collectors are male, so they definitely collect female characters when they feel like they represent what would they believe as an attractive woman. And this definitely feels like an interesting portrait of Rogue, which is classically one of the most attractive X-Men female characters. There's a lot of detail here in the clothes that she wears, like the boots. They have this more there's less smooth texture to it, and the ripped cloth with the little X detail and the combination between the green and the yellow, which are her classic colors. I think they really did an interesting job with this Rogue, and I'm very curious to see the head sculpt on the 97 body mode. But articulation wise, it is pretty clean. It is more about aesthetics than the articulation. Definitely would be nice to see that new sculpt of the super articulated body mode that they're using on Psylocke, and also the Black Widow that was the first that came out. However, I think that the body mode may be a little bit taller than this one, so I think this one is more fit to Rogue's size, and she doesn't go all the way with the legs. This is the maximum range she gets. Here's the comparison between the two Rogues that I have, the 97 and the Savage Land. Also, take a look at the detail of the necklace here on the Savage Land Rogue. Very nice. So let's try the head swap. I think it looks very good. I thought that the neck would stand out because they're from different tones, but since the mode is different, this head sculpt totally covers the neck. So I think it looks very good and totally reminds me of the Rogue more from the comics. It goes away a little bit from the animated Rogue and create this feeling of maybe a more 90s Rogue, in my opinion. It is very cool to have this head sculpt in hands. The hair is just so big, so much bigger than the 97. Let me do a quick comparison right here. Also, the 97 has way more white hair on it. This is mostly on the front bangs. Pretty interesting, and it's cool to see that they made a very different version. And I think this head sculpt's already going for a decent amount of money on eBay. All this set, since it's a Comic-Con exclusive, here's the head swap. It doesn't look awful, but you can definitely see the difference of the tone of skin, and also the neck doesn't feel as right as the other one. And it is a little loose, this head sculpt. But some pictures you might be able to do it. Let's take a look at Shana now. The articulation is basically the same. Let's take a look at what's underneath. Nice. I like it. It's a very nice sculpt. And yeah, the articulation is the same as Rogue. No butterfly joints. Totally pinless. Very nice head sculpt. The hair also very exaggerated. I think that Hasbro has been releasing a more expressive things on the Gamerverse line. It's just more exaggerated. Like all the Gamerverse versions, like the Wolverine and even Psylocke's hair, they are very expressive. There's no boot swivel right here. Speaking of which, that was a great critique that a lot of people had with the Gamerverse Wolverine, which I understand, but I think now we pretty much got used to not getting boot swivel in a lot of figures. So I don't know what's happening here, but definitely Hasbro has been saving that boot swivel money. Let's take a look with Ka-Zar here. They have a similar skin tone, but not quite the same. I think Ka-Zar is a little bit more saturated. It's stronger, but it's definitely similar, and they look very well together. Even in the cartoon of the X-Men from the 90s, Ka-Zar, he shows up in Savage Land, and he shows that Shana is indeed his lover. So I don't want to go through all the accessories because these female hands, they're pretty standard. To be honest, they are very similar to all the other female hands that we got. So the standard hands that they come with are fist hands, okay? That's the standard hands for the female characters, and then there's the griping, holding an item hand, and the open hand, which the open hand, you see it a lot in all female figures. So there's not much new here. What I really want to show, it is the Sauron power effect, this pink one, and also the gun. Because the spears also, they come out before. One is equal to the Khazar, the other one is equal to the Kraven the Hunter, okay? So right here, I want to show this rifle gun, because I don't remember seeing this gun before. It feels very old school. So these two items, I think, are the ones that people want to see the most. There's definitely the ones I want to see the most. So the gun here feels very old school, and I want to see this particular gun in a particular character. That is the Punisher. Look at how it's a good match for him to be standing on a building, to be doing some stealth mission with this very old school rifle. I just feel like it looks very good together. I had a little bit of a hard time to place correctly in his hand. That was the closest I got. His finger quite doesn't go to the trigger, but it does feel very nice. And I put the gun in my display like that with the Punisher, because for me it's a perfect match. I don't know. Punisher, especially with this all black suit, gives totally a stealth mode atmosphere to it, and him holding a big gun like that with a not black gun but with this more wood brown effect, it's gorgeous for me. But also, let's take a look at the Sauron power effect. You have to attach over his nose. It is a bit strange, but this is the complete set from Savage Land, including the Target exclusives Xavier, which I thought was going to be a harder figure. They look very good together. They are a little pain in the ass to collect them all, but once you get them all, once you gather them all, I think you're going to have a lot of fun creating your display of Savage Land, because I did, and I definitely recommend it. I think I'm going to give a grade 9 out of 10. I'm gonna take 1 point out just because it doesn't have any extra head sculpt. Also, the price and the difficult to getting this set, since it's a Comic-Con exclusive, I'm gonna put 1 point down, because this set was impossible to get at Hasbro Pulse. I don't know any person that got it. Even the pro membership ones, they didn't get it, have a hard time, so I had to pay this extra amount from the reseller. I don't think it was that much, considering I didn't went to Comic-Con, so $140, but they all look great together. They are a set that I don't think it's gonna come out so soon. They made one a lot of years ago, but I don't think they're gonna do it sooner. And they just did Zabu. They might release him as a deluxe figure, but I don't know. I don't think so. I just don't see it doing. I don't know even how they attach Zabu in a package, because he's not a normal figure. But anyway, that's my review of the 3-pack Snap Gamerverse Savage Land. I hope you enjoyed it, and keep in tune with the Internet. A lot of reviews coming. Bye bye.